Hello, writers. Mrs. Damazi here with another top-notch teaching lesson on persuasive speech writing. Before we get started, remember that if you like these videos, just subscribe down here and hit the thumbs up so that you know every time I upload a new video. Yesterday was an exciting day because you were finishing your first draft of your first persuasive speech, which is really fun because now you're feeling really awesome and you're feeling like you have a lot of confidence and you're ready to start that second draft today. But before we start, I want to tell you a little story about an author that I met this year. Her name is Rosemary Wells, and she has written a lot of books that you probably know. She's written a lot of books about the character Yoko. She's written a lot of books about Max and Ruby, and she has tons and tons of books and other series, but those are my favorite too. So when I met her, she actually came to my school and talked to my friends at school, and she was amazing. She was telling us about all the different things that she does when she writes. So she didn't just share her books with us, she shared about her life as a writer. It was kind of like a secret. She was giving us all the inside scoop about what really good writers do. Now, I'm going to share that with you. One of the things that she told us about was preparing yourself before you write. Did you know that even though Rosemary Wells has published so many books, she still prepares herself every single morning that she wakes up before she practices writing and illustrating? Every morning she practices. And the way she practices is that she turns on Navajo flute music. Yes, this is true. And she sits down and she gets a picture of Max or Ruby and she practices painting. And she practices and practices and practices. And she is much older than us, friends, but she practices every single day, no matter what. So before you sit down to practice and to draft today, think about what you're going to do to help yourself so that you can prepare yourself and set yourself up for success. I like to listen to piano music or soft jazz music when I'm writing, so maybe music might help you. But the most important thing is to come up with a plan. Rosemary Wells' plan is that she practices illustrating she paints in Max and Ruby every single day. So we're going to do that too. She doesn't just paint willy-nilly. She has an outline, and then she works on thinking about how she's going to paint it. And so today we need to figure out our outline, because having an outline and knowing where you're going as a writer is so important. So let me share my screen so we can figure out where we are right now. We have already drafted our first draft, and we've done a little bit revising on our first draft. So we're on our draft 2, and we're right here. We've already brainstormed 3 or more ideas. So today you're going to pick one of those ideas that you've already brainstormed, and you're going to begin drafting. Okay. How to write a persuasive speech. This probably looks so familiar to you. You know how to develop an idea. You've actually developed 3 or more. You know how to organize your ideas because you did that with your first draft, and you've already taken stock of your writing with our list. So you know how to do all these things. So I'm actually going to combine those up because you know exactly what goes into all of them, and I'm going to add a new one today. When you sit down to start drafting today, you're going to chunk your ideas for your writing into different paragraphs so that you can prepare yourself and know exactly where it is that you want to go. You're making your very own checklist. Let me show you my checklist that I made today. I've decided that my second draft is going to be about my neighborhood. And so I already have all of these ideas that I brainstormed from when we were brainstorming. So all I had to do was flip back into my writer's notebook and find these notes. Before I even thought about drafting today, I made my plan. So here's my plan on a sticky note. Notice how I have these boxes that I can check once I've completed that part. So what is wrong with the neighborhood? I need to paint a picture so that you know what's wrong with my neighborhood and how to fix it. Then I'm going to write a paragraph about that we need a place to rent games and fun. Then I'm going to write a paragraph about soccer goals and basketball hoops and how we need them in our neighborhood. Then I'm going to write a paragraph about how we need to build a pavilion. And then my last paragraph is a call to action. Remember, this is a persuasive speech. It follows the outline of an essay. So it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. These notes that I worked really hard on brainstorming before we even started drafting our first draft really helped me today. Remember, I kind of painted a little picture up here, and then I had my 3 really big ideas. You're only going to really do one of these a day. So you're only going to draft this first one. So once you have your plan, you're going to think, okay, I'm painting my picture now. So today I need to paint a picture of what is wrong with my neighborhood. So here is what I drafted. Believe it or not, but our neighborhood has nothing for kids. You might be wondering what I mean by that, so let me tell you. There is nothing for kids to play with or on, so sometimes the neighborhood feels boring. Kids need things to keep them occupied and places for them to play together. We should build and provide more to the kids in our neighborhood. Okay, that means that now I get to go and check this off that I've already done that. I made my plan and I drafted, so now I'm finished for the day. Here's your to-do list. Great writers know that before they sit down to begin drafting, they have to set themselves up for success, just like Rosemary Wells. So choose an idea that you developed during brainstorming. You should have 2 other ideas other than the one that you've already drafted. Then you're going to make a checklist for yourself by chunking your writing. Remember, your writing should be chunked into 5 different sections. You have your beginning introduction, you have your 3 body paragraphs, which explain what you want to change, and then you have your call to action, your conclusion paragraph. Then you're going to draft your introduction paragraph. All you need today is your writer's notebook and your sticky notes. Okay, friends, have fun setting yourself up for success. Remember to make that outline, make your own checklist, and if you need to be like Rosemary Wells and play a little bit of music as you sit down to work, you can do that too. Have fun writing. Keep up the great work. See you next time, friends. Bye.